As you guys can, oh, shoot! There we go. This is a tiny little baby snake, Daryl. Look at how cute that thing is. These two gigantic gashes, the fish are gone. Oh boy, that does not look good. This might be the death of the micro pond, folks. What is up, folks? Welcome back to another video. Now, before we dive into today's video, I want to apologize for two things. One, I'd like to apologize for being gone from YouTube for so long. I don't think I've uploaded a video in like 10 days or something like that. So for that, I'm sorry. I actually filmed this video like 2 weeks ago, and since then, I've been up in Maryland and Washington, D.C. filming with One Rod, One Reel and Lake Fort Guy for a Guggen Squad Guggen Week that's going to be on their YouTube channel. The second thing I'd like to apologize for is how depressed I am in the intro that you're about to watch. But considering the circumstances, you guys can see the title and thumbnail, I was pretty depressed filming this video. Thank you guys for coming back and tuning into this video. Sit back, relax, enjoy what you're about to watch. It wasn't very fun for us to film this. I was about to say this was a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot more fun for you guys watching it than us actually doing this stuff. Nevertheless, you guys are gonna enjoy it. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this one. So I'm sure you guys remember me telling you about all the storms and rain and flooding and bad weather we've had here in the southeast for the last couple weeks. Well, the biggest casualty of all that so far is the micro pond. So I was going for a little e-bike ride the other day, as I do all the time. For exercise, I ride all through the property, up and down the back roads where we live. Gotta keep an eye on things, you know. And I discovered, after checking up on the mini pond, after one of the numerous floods that we got, I realized that all was not well. Oh my goodness. Oh man. This is not good. Oh my gosh, the liner. I didn't even realize the liner got completely folded up. Oh man. Oh my goodness. The liner has been completely just removed from this part of the pond. Look, you guys can see the liner all the way right there. I bet you anything, I don't even know if the fish are in here anymore. I don't see any fish anywhere. Look at this, guys. That was 3 feet deep right here. I bet you I can stand. Almost. I'm looking for any fish that are alive after this. And it's not looking good. Looking for any bodies. Frick me, man. We just put new fish in here. This is crazy. The storms just would not stop. There's gotta be a fish left here. I refuse to believe there's not a fish left. This sucks. I think the pond's done. I'm gonna walk down the creek a little bit and see if we can find any bodies or remains. Anything. Oh. Were we not just talking about how well we built this thing, and then a stinking storm just undoes all this good work? Kind of thought that was a body for a second, but look at the creek. This is insane. I mean, the creek itself is just completely reshaping. Like, all this was not here. All this dirt and sand was not like this. Also, let's take a note of how many raccoon tracks and other type of ground-dwelling predators, how many of those tracks are right there, which would lead me to believe they probably came right up here. There's some more right there. And probably ate the fish that I'm assuming got washed over the spillway right there when it was just flooding. I don't know what to say right now, guys. I'm pretty disheartened. We've been getting rain. We've been dealing with the rain. And the mini pond's kind of taking a beating, but it was holding and it was okay. Everything was fine. This kind of sucks, folks. This sucks a big one. The creek up here looks different. Look, all the rocks and stuff that we had piled, like all around the edge of this creek to kind of help funnel it, they're gone. They're displaced. Look, there's hardly anything there. This might be the death of the micro pond, folks. The pond liner, as you guys can see, it's pulled up. Like, it's still all good down that side, but right here, it's just gone. So it's been like pulled into there. You can see some of it kind of right around the edge right there. So there's still some pond liner, but basically just got swept in there and covered with all this sediment mud and dirt. This pond was like 3 or 3.5 feet deep when we first built it. And now I bet you the deepest part is like 12 inches, like right in the middle, right over there. And there's other parts like what I just stood on, and like right there. Look at that, that's so full of sand, it's coming out of the water right there. Guys, I honestly don't even know what to say right now. I mean, didn't see this one coming. You know, we've had a couple minor problems here and there, like any DIY project is gonna have, but I just did not think that we could get this much rain in this short of a period of time. And Mother Nature, once again, just blows my mind. It's such a powerful force. And of course, this all means the fish are gone. There's nothing left living in this pond. That means Timmy number 2, dead. The new fish, Brimmy, the green sunfish, dead. And the new bass that we had just put in there, we hadn't even named the thing yet, and now it's dead. We worked so hard on this gosh darn pond, and for this to happen is just, honestly, it's heartbreaking. It's been on my property for a year now. It's been like a fixture on the channel too. Guys, there's so many things going on with this pond right now that have to be fixed if we were to continue. And I'll be honest with you, when this first happened and I first laid eyes on everything that was messed up, I wanted to blow it up. I wanted to just knock it down and just forget about it because I was just that demoralized. But then I woke up today and I realized maybe this isn't as bad as I think. Maybe I could take this as an opportunity to improve this pond, rebuild it, fix it, and put some more fish in it and continue on the legacy of the micro pond in the woods. Now, there is a ton of work that has to be done, but here's the thing. We've got a few different assets at our disposal, namely manpower. We've got myself, Andrew, and neighbor Daryl, who's one of the smartest guys I know. And if we put our 3 heads together, I feel confidently we can rebuild this pond back to its former glory. The first thing we're gonna need is a bunch of concrete, like a pallet of concrete, because these bags of concrete act as the structure of this pond. That's the wall, and that's what the dam is constructed out of. And as we tear this thing down, we're gonna have to drain the water. We're gonna have to reinforce some key areas to prevent this from ever happening again. Ooh, boy, that new truck has not been sitting that low since I got her. That's 2,500 pounds of concrete in the back. Next thing we're gonna need is a section of PVC pipe because we're going to have to temporarily reroute the creek that naturally flows into this pond. We're gonna have to dry this pond out to do any real work to it. Whoa, is it hot enough for you?
Yeah.
Cannot have fans going out. Are those pipes still down there, Daryl?
Nope.
Oh yeah, they're right there. Oh yeah, okay, here we go.
Y'all done messed around.
I think these are gonna be perfect to help redirect that spillway pipe, which is where that spring is feeding into. And then me and you are gonna be getting wet today.
I can't wait, dude. It's hot. I'm ready.
Dude, it's so hot, it's
I'm
gonna
ready.
feel amazing.
Get my fair ass out there. I'll be ready up.
All right, I think we got everything we're gonna need. These pipes are just... Now, we just need some manpower. Some men holding tools, dripping sweat, breaking our backs. That's the only thing that we need now.
It's like 2 feet deep.
Dude, look over here.
2 foot deep
Yeah,
over
this
here.
is where it's really, look at, I mean, right
It
here.
went around, it clogged the pipe up, and it run around here.
Look at that.
Oh,
Look at this,
wow.
Andrew.
That's a lot of dirt there.
On this side right here,
Yeah,
we're gonna raise this up.
yeah, exactly. This is where all that sacrate's gonna come in handy, raising this side up once and for all so we can kind of eliminate this.
Yeah, and put some dirt behind it.
Well, we gotta drain, I guess, redirect the pipe, drain the water first, then shovel out some of this.
Yeah, but when you shovel, be careful we don't cut a hole in the tarp.
Let me go check this out. Neighbor Daryl's been on the tractor lately, trying to stay on top of the road maintenance, because with all this rain and these storms, they're not only destroying the micro pond, they were destroying our roads and trails through the property. So this road, you guys should know right where we are. Camp house, looking good still. Dang it. We gotta figure out a new flag situation. I can't deal with seeing old glory, old freedom in the dirt like this. Somebody told me that you had to burn a flag once it touches the ground. I think that's like the old school thing to do, but I'm not burning an American flag, all right? Really, for any reason. Man, Daryl has been busy. This was so bad the last time I came through here. You could not drive it with an ATV. You had to go around. We recently got another load of gravel. That way we can start hitting all this resurfaced area that Daryl has done with the tractor, hit it with some gravel. Hopefully it'll hold a little better. Daryl, you are freaking awesome, man. You are one of a kind, my friend. That immediately makes me feel better. All right, folks, step number one. We've got to redirect the creek momentarily, or for a little while, because obviously this creek is not going to stop on its own. This is one of those things that never stops flowing, but we can't work on any of this stuff while we have this sitting water. Take these pipes and like take a shovel and kind of dig out right here and just like lay it, I don't know, extend it down there, you know what I'm saying? Like if we kind of dug it and redirected it right there.
You just dam this up, yeah.
Yeah, dam this up right here. Run this pipe, the extender, all the way to over here.
Yeah, let's dig a little trench here first, get it on down.
Yep, I like it. Ideas are starting to happen. I like it. Well, I think this is fine temporarily. We've almost completely stopped the water. There's still a little bit seeping in. That's not really gonna matter. Now, my friend, man, you have to get wet and we gotta get some of this water out. It's gonna be buckets and friendship.
I like it.
That's the only thing getting us through this. Yeah, I can tell the water inflow has slowed way down because barely any is going over the spillway now. Yeah, let's get a couple siphons going. That way me and Andrew can switch our attention to this 2 tons of dirt that's in here now and let the siphons do some of this water removal work for us. Whatever you do, don't swallow this pond water. Oh! Is she flowing?
Flowing.
Come on, girl, flow. There we go. That looks like a good flow right there.
I don't know if you knew this or not, but that water don't taste good.
I said he peed in it.
The power of a siphon, baby. That's actually flowing decent, dude.
Oh yeah.
That's probably a couple gallons a minute right there. Oh my gosh, look at this. What is that? This is a tiny little baby snake, Daryl. I mean, it's like that long. It might be a little gecko or something.
Oh, I bet it's salamander.
Okay, look at that. That's the tiniest. Wow. So there's a little bit of life.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
Not much. All right, well, I'm gonna start digging some of the sand out. Just so there was so much coming over the side. It just folded the liner back and just buried it essentially. Crawfish?
Right there.
Grab him! Oh, there he is! Well, we got some life, Daryl. You're kidding me. Well, thank goodness something.
Dude, a big one.
Grab him, Andrew.
That's a chomp,
That's
dude.
a King Kong right there. There's probably a little hole right there. The crawfish. Oh, dude, that's a monster. Look at that guy compared to
Wow.
this. That's more of a natural looking crawfish like that you would see out in nature, but look at that donkey. Pinch each other. Oh, he got him. He got. Good job.
There's a bunch of them in there. Look. There's a
Oh,
small
there is
one.
a small one.
I wonder if this is like a little fam jam.
Family jam.
A little fam jam.
That's some of the ones we stocked for sure. So they've held really well. That snapping turtle that was in here didn't get them all, so that's good.
Yeah.
Good job, crawfish. Way to survive. Look at this one's like a newborn. It's soft. The shell is soft. That means dude, he's soft.
They're breeding in here, man.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
That's nuts. Look at how cute that thing is. Dude, look at this, man. We're almost completely drained.
That's crazy.
And now we can really see how much soil has dumped in here. Like I thought we could get all this done in one day, and I'm starting to question that theory. This is gonna probably be a multi-dayer. Our little bypass held up pretty good.
It did. Real good.
We just want to get as much of this out as we possibly can.
Where Trevor's standing right there.
Yeah. So we can get access to the liner. Folks, we spent the last hour digging dirt and it just does not seem to end. It's incredible how much got dumped in here. I don't think any of us realized it was this much. I feel like we're excavating like a dinosaur skeletal remains site or something, like a fossil field. Just a bunch of dudes in a hole digging. That is the pond lights, dude. Oh, there's one right there. Dude, we were just talking about this. So we put pond lights in this thing the first time we did all this, but it got buried and they never really worked properly. That's probably actually what's causing the hole.
Where's that?
I don't know.
Was it up here though?
We may have had more hangover up here than we did anywhere else. I can't really remember.
Come on up here where I was.
Yeah, we did have a stake for free.
Oh, there's still more mud in there. That's what's weighing it down right here.
Yeah, I see the mud.
Am I on liner? Can't be.
Yeah, that liner was kind of bent over in there.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Golly.
Oh, yoinks.
Oh,
Big old hole.
we might be able to pour some concrete on there and fix that. We just can't open up the water flow till tomorrow.
Yeah. Right. So you're talking about just saccreting all this right
Yeah,
there?
I'm talking about mixing up some wet saccrete and just dumping on that hole.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it, we'll just stack it right here and let it kind of work itself back.
We've had to call several audibles on this thing already. Oh, there we go. We've discovered a couple holes in the liner. Now, luckily, most of the holes are high up enough where I don't think it's going to be a problem. But there's a couple other holes a little bit more concerned about, but we think we have a plan with some saccrete. Dump it in there, let it set overnight. We've also got a structural change here, like a way the pond is laid out has changed. There's going to be a little shelf over here because there's just no way we can get all this dirt out of here unless we get heavy equipment and just spend day after day after day. But the reality is, no matter what we do, there's always going to be some sediment that gets washed into this pond. So I don't mind there being a little bit of dirt in there because it's going to be crystal clear by tomorrow.
That's right.
That's just how this thing is.
A natural lake has dirt on the bottom too.
Exactly.
So, and plus it gives some fat ass like me, I can step down there
Right.
and get out here in my mankini and sunbathe.
Exactly. A cold plunge is great for you. Submerging yourself in cold water.
I don't know, my age it might not be. Dump this right on that hole.
All right. Got some fresh creek coming up. Oh, it looks a lot better. In fact, that looks a million times better. You guys can see how much different this thing's gonna actually be now. We still got some semi-deep water over here, but over there, it's gonna be a little bit of a shelf, like almost like a step in, you know, give it some contour. Then we've got this new edge that we basically had to do with all the damage we had on the liner. And the thing is, folks, yes, we could have dug this whole thing out. Yes, we could have put a brand new liner in it. Yes, we could have done all those things, but this is a wild pond in the woods. And no matter how nice you try to make it, nature's gonna have its own plans. And I kind of like leaving it like this, super wild and original to how we built it. So that's why we decided to just kind of repair the damage that had been done and use it to our advantage. Use all this soil, all this extra dirt to our advantage and kind of build this little contour that we didn't have before. Obviously, we're concentrating a lot of our reinforcement efforts right here. This is the area where all that flooding comes down the hill where the creek originates, and it flows underneath the liner and just tore it down in here. So we're trying to prevent that, obviously, from ever happening again. Plus, this is where most of our holes and damage to the tarp were. So if you throw enough concrete at a problem, Jay, eventually it's no longer a problem.
It'll stick, right?
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. This pond has done fine through several different floods, but it's just when it was getting them back to back to back, there was never time for nature to recover. No, and honestly, because of everything we just did, look at the shape. Look how much different the pond's just shaped now. Like, it's not just a circle in the ground. Like, it's got so much more contour now, different water depths, different features. Even that, there being water behind the liner right there is kind of giving it a different cool shape.
Like a shelf. You know, like
you
got a shelf there too, just like in a lake. You got a shelf and fish hang on it.
This officially looks like a construction site now, gentlemen. We got random pipes going through the ground, men with shovels and rakes, mud. We're not going to be able to resume the flow of the natural creek yet. We want to let some of this concrete that we mixed up and poured down there underneath that shelf right there, we want to give that a chance to actually set and dry overnight. Guys, the pond looks completely different, by the way. We're over here sitting here talking about how much different it looks from above. It looks bigger somehow. So we're gonna let this pond sit overnight, let everything just settle, see what it looks like in the morning. Me and neighbor Daryl are gonna come back over here in the morning and hopefully resume the flow for this spillway pipe, let it fill up and see what it looks like. All right, folks, it has been a solid 24 hours since we left the micro pond to give the concrete enough time to set in the places that we used it. And I swear to you guys, this pond has taken on more water somehow, even though we've had the creek diverted this entire 24 hours. As you guys can, oh, shoot! It's also muddy right there. Guys, I almost about went in the pond right there. Could have tested the water temperature real quick. Oh, the booty is just muddy. Yeah, but as you guys can see, all of the dirt that was out of the water is now in the water in this little corner, but the creek is still diverted. It's still flowing right along the edge like it's been doing this entire time. It's been dumping in right over there. And as you can see, I mean, there's just like a drip of water coming out of that pipe, just a drip. So I don't know if it's seepage or what. I don't know how this thing is taking on water still, but it is. But honestly, the way I see it, it doesn't matter anyways, because even when this pond was messed up after all these floods, it was still holding water. So it was still not blown out. So you know what? I think we're just gonna go with it. But now it is time. It is finally time. It is time to unclog the spillway pipe right here and let this creek go back to being free flowing like it once was. Then this thing will hopefully quickly fill up and once again be crystal clear spring pond water. I think I broke her loose. I broke her loose. She's free. Oh yeah. Dude, look at that flow. Look at that. Guys, it makes me so happy to see the creek flowing again in its natural state. Literally comes out of the side of a hill about a mile up that way and just flows continuously through our spillway and into our pond right there. You guys want to see something crazy? You know how dirty the water was when it first started flowing? Look at it now. I'm not even sure if you guys can tell, but that water's starting to be crystal clear already. Now is the simple part. Now we wait a couple hours, let it fill up. Myself and neighbor Daryl have a little bit more work to do on all of this bypass that we did earlier. We want to get that back to normal, get it gravelled up like I said earlier in this video, so that way we can travel through here like we used to be able to do. But I cannot wait for this thing to fill up. Once it fills up and once the spillway over there starts ejecting water out, you guys will be shocked at how quickly this mud pit right here is going to turn into a crystal clear spring pond like it always is. Well, things are officially getting super weird in the micro pond in the woods. So the last time I was over here, we had completely finished everything and I unclogged the creek, which is now flowing freely into the pond. But here's the problem. As you will notice, it is not full. It looks like it did when we first fixed it. The problem is it was full like 12 hours ago. It got full of crystal clear spring water, and it took less than 2 hours for it to fill up. It was completely fine. But wait, there's more. Then we got flooded again, and this creek that I just freed up, before we even had a chance to gravel all of this like we're about to do, and because that flow was diverted again accidentally due to a flood, the pond drained again, and now it's refilling again. I'm so confused right now, it's crazy. I'm kind of at a loss for words right now. It's almost like nature itself is trying to prevent the gosh darn micro pond from surviving, but I don't know what the deal is. I can see that Daryl went ahead and stacked up all this gravel right here to kind of force that creek to continue to flow through, because every time we get a big rain, it tries to rise up and either come across there or come across there. I hope we're not losing water somewhere. That would also be a major concern. Oh, this is not good. Wait a second, this is not good. Why do we have flow through coming right here? Oh boy, that does not look good. Yeah, that's definitely flowing out of the pond right now. Oh boy. You guys can kind of see right there. I mean, there's clearly water flow, and it's not coming over this little spillway right there where it should be coming over. Looks like it's coming from underneath. That is just really not good, because with this flowing this fast, this pond should be full right now, and it's not. I think we've got like super duper major problems here. Okay, that might be a much more substantial problem than we previously had thought. This doesn't make any sense, because even when it was messed up before, it was still holding water. So how could there now be this problem? It was just full, guys. It was just full. Like 12 hours ago, I came and got the GoPro off of a tree right there, and it was full. The pond was full. If I could just send a request to Mother Nature, could you please stop flooding my place so bad to where every fun thing that we try to do does not get ruined? Please, Mother Nature, please, pretty please. Guys, that means there's either like a major hole in the liner somewhere, or there's something that's been blown out and we no longer have that seal. Gosh darn it. How could it have filled up the first time though? You guys know what I'm saying? How could it have filled up and then blown out? But I'm so confused right now. Like, I don't see any water like swirling as if it's, draining out, but I clearly see water is still flowing through this creek right now. And it's coming from like underneath.
Where I wonder.
Oh my gosh, dude. Are we looking at it right here? Come over here, come over here. Those two giant jagged holes right there?
Oh, yep, that's probably it.
Oh my God. I couldn't see it because the water was so murky yesterday. All the water that was still in here, now it's cleaned itself out. Guys, we just found these two gigantic gashes in the liner, which makes perfect sense because the holes are right there, and when you look over the side, that's where it's flowing. So that actually makes total sense.
Makes total sense.
And there's a giant hole.
Yeah.
I can feel the suction. I can feel
bet.
when I stick my hand in it, I can feel the suction. Well, that just goes to show, man. I mean, you cannot stop nature.
Nope.
You can divert it, you can try to bottle it up, but you can't quite contain it. Well, the real problem is that might not be the only hole. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
there's definitely more than that.
We found more holes. Also, unfortunately, I hate to leave on this note. I hate to end the video on such a negative note with this not being fixed. But the reality is, we've probably got multiple major issues that we're gonna have to address before we could ever even think about putting more pet fish in here. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to end today's video right here. And to be honest, I was at the point when this first happened, I was at the point where I was really just debating blowing the whole thing up. I'm not even kidding, like literally putting tannerite right here and just blowing the dam up, just letting the creek go back to what it was normally doing. But Daryl, Andrew, and you guys have all convinced me not to do that, but rather to make one more attempt at fixing this. And we're gonna do that soon, so make sure you guys subscribe, all that stuff, Give me suggestions. There's plenty of pond people down there in the comment section that give me suggestions. This has been one heck of a process over the last 3 or 4 days. And all I can say is the pond is not dead. It was dead when this video started, and it's still kind of dead right this second, but it's not gonna stay dead for long, I promise you that. There'll be an update video coming very soon, so bear with me. Thank you guys for all the support. See you next time.